Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 31 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And today we wanted to give you our Week 12 picks. But as we always do a recap of our Week 11 picks. I actually predicted and guessed a lot of the upsets right, but I also missed a lot. But we actually both did pretty well.
Yep.
I was 9-6. I think the biggest game that I called that people thought that I was going to be wrong was the Minnesota Vikings beating Green Bay. The Vikings handled that, and so that was big. But Jacob still won, so he's 10-5. He
went with the Lions.
He was 10-5 on 9-6. I might as well go with the Lions. I can always give Jacob one and still make it competitive. That's the thing. So he gets to wear the chain. So we'll give you our Week 12 picks, but as we always do a coin flip. We'll let Jacob call it in the air.
Tails.
Heads. All right, Jacob. First of all, we want to say happy Thanksgiving for everyone. Hope everyone's doing well, and everyone's going to have some good food and some time with family and friends, and watch a lot of football. And there's some basketball games too for people like that. But all right, Jacob, let's go and start with there's 3 Thursday games for Thanksgiving. Well, you can start with week 1. You can start with the first game.
Yep. So the first game is Chicago at Detroit. This may be first time on the channel, but I'm gonna go with Detroit in this game. That's all I gotta say. Bears.
Why does that surprise?
It's just because they're the worst. But the Bears are really injured right now. I do have David Montgomery and DeAndre Swift, and I think they're going to both go off. So that's going to be a good day for fantasy. But I just think the Lions, if they're going to win a game this season, it was either the Pittsburgh or probably this game. Because I don't know if they're going to beat any other team.
We should have beat the Browns last week.
Yeah, well, the Browns are bad. But Chicago is really bad. Andy Dalton's starting too, so that's, yeah.
You never know what Andy Dalton gives. You know that he's gonna, run solid plays, but the problem is he's not gonna win you games, and that's why I have the Lions winning. I was gonna have the Lions winning if they had Fields or Andy starting, and so it doesn't really matter. I think it's at home. Detroit always plays well on Thanksgiving. It's a big tradition in Detroit, and so I have Detroit winning by more than one touchdown, and so I have Detroit winning that game. The next game, I have Las Vegas at Dallas. I think this is going to be a no-brainer. I think Dallas is going to win that. I just don't think Las Vegas is very good, and I've said that for a while, but I think Dallas is better. The problem is that I don't know if CeeDee Lamb is healthy, if he's going to play. If he plays, that just gives him another weapon. Ezekiel is kind of banged up too, but Dallas just has more weapons, so I have Dallas winning that game.
Didn't you jump on the train of how Las Vegas is one of the best teams in the league?
No.
With the rest of the world?
No, I did not say that.
Okay, well, I've never thought Las Vegas was good. Dallas is shaky. This could be a close game just because of how many people are hurt. But I still think if Dallas had all their hurt players, that they would still beat Las Vegas. It's at Dallas
that doesn't make sense. If Dallas had all their hurt players back, of course, then they would beat Las Vegas. And
Las Vegas is...
I think what you meant to say is even if they don't have the hurt players, they'll still beat Las Vegas.
They would still beat Las Vegas.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I wouldn't be surprised if this was a close game from that. But I have confidence in Dallas. And it's in Dallas. Next game is Buffalo at the Saints or New Orleans. I think Buffalo's going to win. New Orleans is not a bad team, so they're probably not going to lose to that. I don't think Buffalo is as good as people portray they are, but I still think that they're better than the Saints, who lost their starting quarterback
and their starting running back. That's the problem. Kamara's hurt again, and they're not playing him. So who are you going to have? And Mark Ingram's questionable, and so now you have possibly a third string running back with how many different quarterbacks they throw in there. It doesn't really matter. Buffalo has been disappointing. I'll give you that. Buffalo has been very disappointing. I think until they figure out if your quarterback's your leading rusher, you have issues on your offense. Both running backs haven't been very good. Singletary and Zach Moss, if they don't have a run game, they're going to shut down their pass game because they can just focus on running a prevent defense and stopping their big plays. So I still have Buffalo winning this. I've been very disappointed in Buffalo, but I have Buffalo beating New Orleans just because New Orleans is hurt. If New Orleans is healthy, I think New Orleans wins it. But because of all those injuries, I have Buffalo winning that at New Orleans. The next game, it's a rivalry game. It's Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. It's a big game for Pittsburgh. And Cincinnati is still doing well. I think they're in control. Basically, it's a two-man race between them and Baltimore in their division. But I think Pittsburgh always makes noise. So I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game at Cincinnati. I think if their defense can hold up to the big plays and limit the big plays of Cincinnati, then they're going to win. TJ Watt is back. He's going to get after Joe Burrow. I just think right now Pittsburgh is going to play well enough to win. I just don't think they'll blow them away. I think they'll win though.
I went with Cincinnati in this one. I think that they have a way better offense. I think they have a very explosive offense. They've been scoring a lot in every week. Pittsburgh's been very disappointing to me. They should be pretty good. They're supposed to have a good defense, but they, if you look at the stats, are one of the worst defenses in the league. So I'm going to go in Cincinnati. It's in Cincinnati too, so I'm going to go with them for that one. Next game, this is one of the worst games. I think it's going to have a NFL record of the lowest attendance, but it's the Jets.
And watched.
Yeah, Jets at Houston. Since Mike White or Josh Johnson and Joe Flacco, or since none of them are going to start and Zach Wilson starting, that's going to be the reason they lose. I'm going with the Houston Texans. They suck still, but I think that what's his name? What's the quarterback's name?
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. I think he is going to lead them to a win as their second win. The Jets, they just suck. That's all I'm going to say about them.
I think they already have 2 wins. Did they win last week?
No.
Yeah, they did win. They beat Tennessee last week. And it was Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing. I have the Jets winning this. Jets
lost last week.
No, what I'm saying is you said Houston's going to get their second win. I think they already have 2 wins.
Yeah.
So they're going to go for the third win.
Third win, yes.
Yeah. So the New York Jets, though, I have the Jets winning this game in Houston. Houston's not very good, and neither are the Jets. I'm just hoping that Zach Wilson does something. I actually feel bad for him. I'm not a big Zach Wilson fan, but I do have to once in a while throw support behind my BYU alum. And so I hope he does well. If he doesn't, I really worry about him and his career because he got set in a bad franchise and he has to do something. The other guys that have played behind him have actually done a little better than him, but he has a lot of pressure because he's the number 2 pick. But I have the Jets winning this with Zach Wilson having a pretty decent game coming back. Remember, he's got more weapons now, so I hope that he does win this game. The next game, I think this is going to be a really interesting game. This is probably the hardest game I had to pick between was Tampa Bay at the Colts. The Colts have been playing really well, and they have a really good defense, and they have a very balanced offense. Because of that, I have the Colts winning because their defense is solid, and I think with Tampa Bay, if you can limit their offensive possessions, which they can because Jonathan Taylor is probably one of the best running backs in the league right now, he's going to be able to control it, and so I think the Colts are going to win this at home.
I went with Tampa Bay. I just think that Tampa Bay matches very well against them. The Colts are not a great passing team. They're a run-heavy team, and Tampa Bay has the best front seven in the NFL. They've been playing really well against the run, so I think that Tampa Bay matches up very nicely against them. I don't think they're going to stop Jonathan Taylor, but I think they'll contain him. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay in this one. I just think they match up pretty well against them.
It's going to be strength on strength. I think the Colts' offensive line is probably one of the best in the league going against. But the thing is, I don't think the front seven is meant for the run. I think their front seven is fast. The Tampa Bay front seven is fast. And so if you have a bunch of 300-something-pound guys just going downhill and run blocking, that's hard to stop if you're 220 or 230 and fast. And so that's why I have the Colts kind of edging on that. Go ahead.
Next game is Atlanta, Jacksonville. It's another boring game. I'm gonna go with Atlanta. I just think they have a better. I think they have a better overall team. Cordell Patterson's coming back. That's a big one for them. Not Calvin Ridley though. So yeah.
Well, I've been very disappointed in Atlanta too. I think Matt Flynn is just over the hill. He can't do it anymore. I have Jacksonville actually winning this game. I think James Robinson's going to have a big game against Atlanta's terrible defense, and so I have that happening. I have Jacksonville winning at home, and so that's what I have. Mm-hmm. All right, the next game I have Carolina at Miami. This game is a little bit tougher to do also. I'm going to have Carolina beating Miami at Miami. Carolina's actually playing pretty well. Like I said, it's a world of difference when you have someone like Christian McCaffrey on your team. He makes everyone else better. He opens up the passing game. He makes defenses focus on him. And when you have that, it's harder to predict and harder to play defense against the Panthers. Even when you have old man Cam Newton out back there, he's still a threat to run also. And so I have Carolina beating Miami. Miami just doesn't have enough yet. I think Miami's been playing better this season, but Carolina's defense is actually pretty solid too. So I have Carolina winning at Miami.
Yeah, I also have Carolina. Miami's going to get, I think that they're not going to do anything on offense. They have a really good defense. But Carolina, they've been playing a lot better now recently. It's because they got rid of Sam Darnold, who probably won't be a quarterback for much longer.
That actually could be Zach Wilson's future, too. Yeah. Think about that.
But, I'm going to go with Carolina. I just think they've been playing better with Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey returning. Next game is Tennessee at New England. I'm going to go with New England on this one. I think that they're going to totally dominate over Ryan Tannehill, who has recently...
Dominate?
Yeah.
You actually said the word dominate over...
Yeah, they're going to, Okay. Because they have a really good defense. It's at New England, too, which is a huge home field advantage. Tannehill hasn't been playing well. They lost to a bottom team in the NFL, and they lost to the Jets, but I'm not going to point that out. But... They just haven't been playing well. I think that New England's one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. They've been playing really well and killing teams, so I'm going to go with New England.
I wouldn't say they would dominate Tennessee. I actually had New England winning this game, but after the more I'm thinking about it and what Jacob said, Tennessee plays up to their competition or down to their competition. They lost to the Jets and Houston, basically the two worst teams in the NFL. I won't put the Lions in there right now.
The Lions are worse.
But Tennessee has also beaten some of the better teams in the NFL also. So here's the thing. You never know where you can get with Tannehill. It really hurts that you lose out on you lost the best running back in the league. And also, I'll be honest, the two receivers that they have been disappointing. A.J. Brown has been a disappointment, and so who's Julio Jones. They're supposed to be the best receiver tandem in the whole league, and they can't do anything. And so that's kind of disappointing. That's the only reason why I have New England winning this game is because it's at New Orleans. New England. I have them winning at New England. It's hard to play New England. It's going to be cold. The fans are kind of crazy. So I have New England winning this game, but I don't think it's going to be a runaway by anybody. I think it's going to be a defense. It's going to be a good game.
It'll be a runaway. Watch.
All right, the next game is Philadelphia at the Giants. This is a true division rivalry game. I have the Eagles winning this game. I think the Eagles... They've been playing a lot better, to tell you the truth, in terms of Jalen Hurts and their running backs, and their defense is always solid. It's just getting Hurts to be able to throw the ball downfield. But I have Philadelphia winning. Let's be honest, the Giants are a team. They're a mess. Both New York. How can you be in the greatest city in the world, in New York City, and have the two worst? And you spend all that money to make your football franchise, and they both suck.
Yeah.
And so I have Philadelphia winning. It's more of a testament against the Giants and how disappointing they have been. So I have Philadelphia winning that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Philadelphia on this one, too. I really like Jalen Hurts. He's on my fantasy team. He's been carrying. New York probably has one of the worst offenses. Nobody on their team is good on offense. They're all injury prone. Saquon Barkley, he rushes the ball. He's hurt. Same with Kenny Galladay. Daniel Jones doesn't know how to throw a pass, and he's an NFL quarterback. That's all I got to say is that their offense is bad, and their defense has been underperforming. At the beginning of the season, people thought that they had a really good corner set, but they've been just not doing well. They've been letting teams throw it on them. And from that, Philadelphia has been playing pretty well. It's a division game, too. I'm going to go Philadelphia. Next game is the LA Chargers at Denver. Another divisional game. It's probably one of the better teams in the LA Chargers versus probably the worst team in their division, the Denver Broncos. Denver shouldn't even be close. So
it's at Denver, though, and they have a true home field advantage because of their altitude.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They could give them anything in the world, and I would still pick the LA Chargers to win. Chargers gonna kill them. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's funny because you hate all LA teams besides when they play Denver Broncos. When you have this much hate towards Denver and you spew it out on these videos, you know what usually happens? Denver usually wins that week. And so I'm almost tempted to change that because you're going to jinx them. But I have the Chargers winning that because I think the Chargers offense is very good. As you can see, they can score against anybody. But I do believe that the Broncos have a strong home field advantage. But the Broncos, their just offense isn't very good. Their defense is always going to be solid, and they have home field advantage. But the Chargers probably will have enough offense to beat them. So I have the Chargers winning that game. This game is interesting. The next game is the LA Rams versus the Packers at Green Bay, which is a huge home field advantage for the Packers. But I have the Rams winning this game.
No.
And the reason why I have the Rams winning this game is because there's a lot of injuries. Aaron Rodgers' foot he has a broken toe, and he's openly said that how much he's in pain. They also have a bunch of injuries. Aaron Jones is still out.
He's coming back.
Well, he's still not going to be fully healthy. Here's the thing. They have a lot of injuries. I think they lost either the center or the left guard. They have a lot of important pieces gone. The reason why I know that is one of my colleagues has told me about all the injuries at the Packers. I think those are excuses that he tells me because I rip on the Packers all the time. So I'm going to take his word for it this time and say the Packers are banged up and the Rams are going to be able to take advantage of that and win that at Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. Both teams I hate. But I'm just going to go off more hatred of LA. They've been sucking recently. Like, people are realizing how bad Matthew Stafford is. They're realizing that he's just another version of Jared Goff.
Wow. That's a little bit extreme.
And it's not extreme. If Cardinals are by far the best team in the division. I know they're not playing this week. I felt like I should say it. All you LA fans, you guys are the worst. Green Bay, you guys are the worst too. But I'm gonna go with you guys.
You have Green Bay winning this game?
Yes, it doesn't. I have Green Bay winning this game. It doesn't matter. Jalen Ramsey can be a shadow, and he'll give Devontae Adams the best game of his life. Watch it happen.
You think Devontae Adams is gonna take advantage of Jalen Ramsey?
He always does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are strong words. Right here for a guy who loves Jalen Ramsey.
I don't love Jalen Ramsey.
You love Jalen Ramsey.
Well, he was good last year, but if he
was on any other team besides the Rams,
yes, he'd be my favorite corner.
Yeah.
So since he's on the Rams, it's probably going to be Darius Slay.
Former Lion.
Yes.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers had a torn ACL. I would still go over him for Matthew Stafford. I think Matthew Stafford is by far worse.
Here's one thing that you're forgetting. Matthew Stafford has played in Lambeau Field multiple times and has won in Lambeau Field and understands how to play in the cold. So that's one big advantage that Matthew Stafford has against other people who aren't used to that kind of environment.
Do you want to know a huge disadvantage for him is that he has a human cancer known as Odell Beckham Jr. on his team. And people don't know this, but week by week, it's going to get worse.
Okay. All right, who's your next game?
Next game is Minnesota at San Francisco. Minnesota, they beat Green Bay last week. This might happen again where I think it's going to be...
you picked them this time?
I think it's going to be a close game. And Minnesota will end up winning. I think that they're too talented not to try and make a playoff push. I think
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Because their offense? Yeah, I think so too. Here, this is two of the hottest teams in the NFC right now playing against each other. My boy Kirk Cousins, the last 5 games, has probably got the highest quarterback rating out of all of them. As long as Kirk Cousins has a balanced offense, including a play action and a running back that he can... If you rely on Kirk Cousins to win you the game by just simply throwing, you're going to lose. But if you have a balanced offense, he can make plays. And he's done that. You see Justin Jefferson have a breakout. Last week he broke out. Thielen's always good. Cook is good. Their offense is good. The question is... Somehow their coaching just lets games closer than it should have been. They should be probably only a 2-loss team right now, but they keep losing these games. But they had a big win in Green Bay. I think they're going to win again in San Francisco, just because I hate San Francisco also. But I think Minnesota's going to be. It's going to be a close game, but Minnesota's going to win that game. All right, the next game, Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore is going to win this. Cleveland's not very good right now. They're in a state of disarray still. I think Baltimore needs to have this game to continue to try to win that division. And so I have Baltimore winning this game at home against Cleveland.
Yes, I also have Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's back. That's all. Even if he wasn't back, I would still go with the Ravens, just of how bad they've been playing. They barely beat the Lions.
What does that mean?
Well,
a lot of teams barely beat the Lions.
If you barely beat the Lions, you're a pretty bad team. You should maybe consider that a loss. But that's
why so much hate. And you consider yourself a Lions fan. Hey, that's the sad part.
Hey, I put the Lions winning this week.
But you consider yourself a Lions fan, and you sit here and you rip on them.
I need to go into reality.
I should take you to a game. And I'll have some people, and I'll show this clip to all the people around us, and I don't know if you'll survive out of Ford Field. But go on, okay.
Well, they'll probably be too drunk in sorrow to...
That's a problem. They will be super drunk, and they will show you their frustrations. Mm-hmm. All right. So here's the funny thing. Tell me how long you think Baker Mayfield's going to be in Cleveland. They're starting to boo him, and he's starting to talk bad about Cleveland. And so I'm wondering if Baker Mayfield's not long to be in Cleveland. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I personally think he'll be traded by this offseason. If not, he'll be traded during next season.
Okay.
Are we on Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
Monday Night Football is Seattle at Washington. I think Washington's going to win this game. I think they've been playing really well. They beat Carolina. Terry McLaurin has been doing really well for me. Keep going, Terry. I think that Washington's got a good pass offense, and I think they have a good offense in general. Also, Seattle's probably got one of the worst defenses in the league. They haven't been playing well recently, and if they lose, they're probably out of the playoff race too. So this will be a big game for both.
The Cardinals. No, I think Seattle's already out. I mean, the Rams and the Cardinals have pretty much made a 2-man race in that division, and so Seattle's going to be out. I think they're already out, and they should just rest it up. The Cardinals should have won by 30 points against the Seahawks. That's how bad the Seahawks were. But I have Washington winning this game at Washington. Washington's playing well. I think Washington is going to expose... I mean, they have a pretty well-balanced offense. If Gibson can just hold on to the ball, he'd be so much more effective. He fumbles every game. I don't get it. But... I have Washington winning this game. I think it's going to not even that. It's going to be close. So Washington isn't going to blow away anyone, but I have Washington beating Seattle at home. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Enjoyed Thanksgiving. We hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed episode 31 of Your Take and My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you guys later.